guys, Gauthaman Ramesh here, and in this video we are going to be talking about abs. And this video is going to be about how to build the perfect abs, how you do it, when you should do it, okay? So we are going to be focusing on the major exercises that will help you to bring out your abs, and not just exercises, major practices, okay? So there are two parts of this. The first thing is building good abs, and the second thing is bring them outside, okay? Now bringing them outside is a whole other story. It's about losing fat. Only when the fat around your ab region is lost, you can actually see the abs, and this is more due to cardio and dieting, and it has nothing to do with exercise, okay? So bringing your abs out has nothing to do with exercising your abs. You need to be on a caloric deficit, lose weight, lose fat, and only then your abs will show out. But however, when your abs do show out, you need to make sure that they are in the best condition, and for that you need to do some exercises. You need to do exercises and treat abs like just another muscle group, okay? How you would treat your biceps, triceps, delts, chest, everything else, abs are also a muscle group, and only when you understand your function of the abs and the anatomy of the abs, you'll actually be able to work them in a better way and create hypertrophy and build them and bring them out even more. You can have those thick, blocky abs that you always wanted. So let's get into it. So the first thing is to understand the anatomy of the abs and what the function of the abs are, and later you can train them in the most optimal way. So to begin with, the abs in general are a group of muscles, okay? There are a lot of muscle groups around your midsection which are together called as the abs. But here we are going to be talking about the ones that are more prominently seen on the outside. That is, when people see you, these are the muscle groups that they can actually see, right? And these are the ones that you need to prioritize your training on. So to begin with, there are majorly three parts of your abs that are visible on the outside. The first one is the rectus abdominis, which is the trunk region, which is the front part of the abs. The second one are your external obliques, which are this part, the men's physique pose when you hit out there, that's the one that comes out. And the third thing are your serratus. So you need to understand the function of all of these three muscle groups and train them in the most optimal way. So I'm going to go over each of these muscle groups one by one and tell them what their function is, where they're located, and how to most optimally train them, okay? So starting off, we start off with rectus abdominis. So this is the muscle group that is seen on the outside on the front part, your six pack, your four pack. So this is what we're talking about. So this muscle begins at the pubic bone and ends at the ending of the sternum. So basically from here to here, okay? That's why your pubic bone is, and this is where your sternum is. So this is where the muscles are actually originated and they are located, okay? So the second thing is you need to understand what the function of this muscle group is. The basic function of any muscle group is to bring its origin and its ending point together, okay? So in this case it is crunches. So think about it. When you are doing crunching, okay, when you are bringing your upper body, that is this part of your upper body, the uppermost body, and your midsection together, you're basically functioning, you're basically bringing this muscle group into play, and that is how you actually target this muscle group when you're working out. So that is why crunches are an exercise that replicate this motion. You bring your upper body and your midsection together, you crunch, and hence this muscle group gets involved. So the best way to train this particular muscle group, your rectus abdominis, is through crunches. And another way is obviously through leg raises, where also you kind of replicate the same motion. But I would definitely go over full crunches over leg raises, because crunches is just like a complete motion. It completely you completely perform the function of the muscle. And also, when you're training a muscle group, you train it just like you would train any other muscle group. There is no point in hitting your abs 50, 60 reps. I've seen people do that. Why would you want to hit your abs 50, 60 reps? It's not going to burn fat anyway. So the best way to train these are weighted, okay? You have a plate on your chest and then you perform your crunches. You do around 12 to 15 reps, the hypertrophy range, and then you keep it at around 4 sets. And training your abs twice a week is more and more than enough, okay? Once a week, okay, but twice a week is more than enough. So I would say train them like any other muscle group. Basic ab crunches, weighted ab crunches, 12 to 15 reps, 4 sets. That's more than enough to train this particular muscle group. So moving on, we move on to the second muscle group, which is your external obliques, and in my opinion, this is the most beautiful part of your midsection. Okay, if someone has really good obliques, then it's just it looks godly, you know. And the major function, these are located on your either sides of your trunk, and the main function of your obliques are to rotate the trunk. Okay, so let's say I'm sitting here and I want to rotate my body. Okay, I'm keeping my lower body static and I'm rotating my upper body. So here the external obliques come into play. So they support the entire trunk in rotation. So if you actually see a lot of athletes, they have huge obliques, and this is because of the fact that when you're into athletics, you turn a lot. You know, if you're playing football, you turn, you do this, you do this. So basically, whenever you are in sports that require a lot of change in direction, a lot of agility work, your external obliques come into play a lot, and that is why you can always see people doing CrossFit, people doing football, people playing basketball. All of these sports, they have really big obliques, and this is the reason for that, because they train their muscle more than you. Okay, and the best way to train this muscle is obviously to perform the function of the muscle, which is nothing but rotating your trunk. So now think about it. Okay, I need to train my obliques. So this is going to be an exercise for my obliques. But how do I add resistance? So that is where exercises like the wood chopper, where you hold the cable, the cable station, you have a weight, you have a resistance, and you turn like this. So these are exercises that completely target your obliques. Okay, so this is one of the best exercises that you can do for training your obliques. I would say 7 to 15 reps on either side, 4 sets. Again, that's more than enough to train your obliques once or twice a week. Trust me guys, you do not want to neglect this muscle group. Okay, training just your rectus abdominis, training just crunches, leg raises are not enough. You need to perform everything. You need to perform rotation, you need to perform crunches, everything together. Okay, the last muscle group we are going to be talking about are the serratus. Okay, the serratus originates from your upper rib cage, and it goes to your shoulder blades. So this is where the muscle group originates and ends at. And again, you need to understand the function of this muscle group before you can train it. And the biggest function of this muscle group is something that resembles to throwing a punch, and that is why this is called also as a boxer's muscle. So when you rotate your arm like this, when you're actually throwing a punch, that's when you can actually feel the serratus working, and this is how you're supposed to train them also. So there are many exercises that you can do on the cable station, where you just hold the cable station and you completely turn your upper body like this, and you kind of replicate throwing a punch. So this is the kind of exercise that would require to build this muscle. Again guys, 7 to 12 reps. This is a minor muscle group compared to the rest of the two, but still you need to train them. But however, they are trained during other exercises, like when you're performing chest and all of other stuff, they are trained as well. When you're doing a cable crossover, definitely this muscle does come into play. So but still, I would recommend training them once a week, 7 to 12 reps. That's more than enough. So I really hope that you guys got the entire idea of this video, is that you need to train everything in the most optimal way. There's no point in doing very complex exercises where in the end of the day you are forgetting what your goal is. You don't need a bunch of exercises, you don't need a bunch of variety, you just need something that actually performs the function of the muscle, and you load it with weights and you maintain a good rep range. So that's all is required. So I really hope you guys will understand what the function of your abs actually are, and also there are many ways that you can train all of these 3 muscle groups together. For example, doing heavy compound movements where your upper body goes unbalanced. Okay, so a very important function of your core is to provide stability. So whenever you're off track, whenever you're off balance, your core comes into play in stabilizing your upper body. So when you're doing something like an overhead press, okay, where when I do an overhead press, my center of gravity increases and thus makes me more unstable. So when I'm more unstable, that's when my core actually helps me to stabilize. So performing motions like overhead presses, squats, even bench press, where your upper body is slightly off track in stability, your core comes into play. So make sure you do all of these, but don't forget the main stuff like working your compound movements and overhead presses, bench press, deadlifts and squats. These also help you a lot in bringing your core into play. Thanks for watching. Like, comment and subscribe, and I'll make more videos like these. And also hit me up if you want online coaching at gauthamansuperfit@gmail.com. I'll put the email ID right here. And also one more thing guys, I have started a mailing list. So if you guys want weekly content, okay, at least twice a week, I'll be sending out articles and I'll also be sending out a lot of other informative stuff through mails. So I'm actually making my own mailing list. So if you are interested, comment down your email ID or send me an email at gauthamansuperfit that you wish to join the mailing list, and I'll add you into the mailing list. It's a huge group so that we can actually start interacting, and I can post at least 2 content and email it to you every week. Thanks a lot, and I'll see you all on the next video.